Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite video. In tonight's video, I'm going to be basically showing you guys how to win late game and how to secure more solo wins by analyzing some of my past gameplays, but only the late game portions of them, talking about what I was thinking in different scenarios and why I did what I did to be able to get the win. You know, of course, sometimes you're not going to be able to secure that win, but if you can not choke in the majority of situations and convert on those wins once you're in the top 10, that can be a huge factor to being a better player and just to getting better at the game. If you guys could smack a like on this video, let's go for 805 likes. That'd be absolutely amazing if we could hit that. Smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. I would appreciate that as well. And let's get right into it. So the first gameplay I'm going to show you guys, once again, these are older gameplays, but I picked them to analyze them because they were on my hard drive and they really are ones that have really good late games that we can learn from. So you can see here, this one I start in the top 15. Now I'm looking very good. If you look at my inventory, if you look at everything, my materials and stuff like that. So once you have that, you probably don't want to, like, there's no reason for me to go around trying to farm up mats at this point. I have so much that maybe, you know, if it's convenient, I will do it, but I want to basically engage with enemies now and sort of hold my own and make some sort of territory mine. So what I choose right here is I see that the zone is moving into Lonely Lodge and it's not moving for a little bit. So I decide, you know, there's probably people moving in on this wave with me. And once again, I was right. So what I do on this guy is I get a height advantage and I decide to keep moving on because I actually I hear some stuff down here, so I slide down and then I'm basically third partying these fights, which is of course what you want to do. Now this isn't a very late game situation yet, but right here, of course, once I hit this guy for damage, you're going to want to push and finish that off. And as far as loot, you see here, I don't spend much time looting because I already know what I have and what I'm going into late game with. I'm pretty much all ready to go, so I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. Right here, I spend a little bit of time just trying to convert on that heavy shotgun that probably should have been a bit quicker, organized, so I have my jump pad up next just in case I need to get out of a situation. And then of course I'm going to go up, and basically here, because I'm in a power position and I'm 8 kills, I'm feeling confident at this point. I'm going to sort of play border patrol and protect the edge of the safe zone, which is a nice strategy to do. I got to make sure that I'm not getting shot in the back or anything. You know, I could be getting sniped randomly. That's where luck sort of comes into it, and that's where I realize, okay, I'm going to cover my back, because if I'm going to sit here and stand here and, you know, try to shoot these people down, my back could be exposed, so I want to make sure that everything is covered. Now, usually you want to play off your inventory and what you have. So in this situation, the reason why I'm playing border patrol and I'm not just hiding somewhere is because I have 10 minis and a slurp, a jump pad, the best weapons in the game pretty much. If I could just get a P90 there that was gold, or double barrel for heavy, that's, you know, a personal opinion. But basically I'm like, you know, I'm going to play border patrol, and I'm going to do that because I know how much of a strong position that I'm in, and that's why I do something dumb like push this guy into the storm, is because I know that I'm confident that with what I have in my inventory, I can do this. If I had right now 75 health, of course I wouldn't have made this play. Once again, I knock him down, he comes in on me, and I'm able to get the kill, and then I can move in with the storm. I knew that there also, that was the big side of the storm, which of course would move in at a slower pace. So then I was like, okay, that side's going to take the full, whatever it was, a minute or something to move in. So I did have time for a play like that. Now, was that the smartest play? It was an aggressive play because I wanted to get more kills, but I did lose my jump pad off of that. So that was one thing you could say was something that wasn't the smartest. But right here is when it gets down to clutch, and this is when it gets real down to analyzation time. Top 7, I don't know where anyone's at. The zone's moving in, and it's basically anyone's game at this point. I have a good shot at it based on my inventory, and that's why I'm like, you know, right here I'm going to build up and I'm going to base up for 2 reasons. Number 1, I wanted to base up anyway right at the edge of the zone. Number 2, I wanted to get that care package when it fell in, or the supply drop. Then of course I hit this guy, and I see that I hit him down to probably about 60 health on white, so I push up immediately and actually get the kill there. But weirdly enough, I actually get hit. Kind of unlucky there to get hit with an RPG. I did make the right play. You know, you could say that was very aggressive, but because when I saw the person was on white HP, I was like, that's the right play to make. And right here, I want to go with the RPG because, you know, you really don't need double heals going this much into late game. Now, of course, I'm looking around, and at this point, you know, people are going to be moving in on the zone, and I just have to make sure I don't spend too much time in one spot. So after I take these shots, I got to make sure I'm going to move because I don't want to get shot from other other angles. You know, this is a top 10 scenario where I play pretty aggressive here, but as you can see, I'm not playing scared. I'm not just hiding anywhere. I'm making sure that I'm staying mobile and that I'm gonna have the best guns and stuff going into the late game. Now this guy of course has the minigun, which is of course a #1 gun of people that love to just spray, so I hop around and take him out. People with that gun they sort of just hold down the trigger and hope to get lucky to see if they can get the kill, but of course it doesn't work out right there. Now this is top 4. Once you're top 4, for me personally, it's once I'm past like top like 6, top 6 or top 5 is when I pretty much start basing up. And what I mean by that is like I make a 1x1 and sort of wait for people, depending on where the safe zone is. So you can see here the safe zone is in between 2 mountains. So for example, if you're on a safe zone like this, you want to stay up on the elevated ground because that's basically free high ground. Building on top of a mountain, of course you're always going to be higher than someone who builds down in the valley area. I go back for this just to see if it has an extra 50 pot because of that damage I did take from the last fight there. So I am going into this final scenario with 155, and I'm gonna stay at that because I have so many minis to pop and I have RPG. So what I'm thinking right now is, number 1, I want to get height advantage here, and I want to when I fight someone, I also want to get height advantage in fights. Not only is height advantage good on default, it's because I have an RPG, and that's very, very effective. So I decided as this place to be sort of my grounds to build up on. But as I'm approaching my area where I'm going to build my little castle, I see a guy that's fighting over here, and I engage in this fight because I realized this guy is actually on the move. I wasn't sure if he was in the zone or not, and right there, that was kind of a risky heal. You probably don't want to do stuff like that, and that's why I realized, and I quickly correct my mistakes by covering my back and covering everything right here. I think I was messing with my settings or something like that, but you can see here, top 4, you want to take this a little bit more serious, and I get knocked down here, but I realized that was probably from far away, so I have time to isolate on this guy, and luckily enough, I sort of hit him with the fadeaway there, and I'm able to take him out with that 1 RPG. Going into a top 3 scenario. Now, in top 3 scenarios, how to not choke in those situations, you have to be thinking about basically one thing, and that's sort of you want to be third party in the fight, and or either that, or you want to have the zone on you to where the enemies have to rush you. Sometimes they can get both of them shooting at you, but if they're running in with the storm, a storm that hits for 10 every single time, they're going to be a lot more scared. So at this point, you basically want to wait until the other 2 start engaging, and then third party the fight. That is usually ideal. Right here, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make an early rotation over here. I'm going to build up a huge base, and then I'll be able to finish that off. But then I spot one guy down here with a bush. He, of course, was trying to make the rotation, so I take him out. I check for a 50 pot. He doesn't have it. I make some last-second upgrades for me to have the, instead of the RPG, I switch over to the grenade launcher. That was, in my opinion, a last-second upgrade because I thought this guy might be spamming builds, you know, trying to block me off or trying to block my shots off as he gets to the zone. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to do that. I see there's some mushrooms here, and this is the point where I'm like, you know, it'd be nice to get all these mushrooms, but it would be even nicer to have a good position up on the map. So I do grab quite a few of them, but then ultimately I'm still making sure that I'm listening for any audio cues and of this guy coming in. So I'm like, you know what, I could go for more, but this is where I turn back and I try to take a power position in the zone because I'm like, a power position is probably worth more than 25 blue or 25 shield off of the blue shrooms. This guy's, of course, is shooting right here. He thinks I'm over there, so I'm able to sort of get a power position right here on the edge of the zone, which is what you want to play in the very, very late game, and I spot him on the edge moving in, and I'm able to take that out and win that game. So you can see on that game how I played. I played aggressive, but I also played smart, and by my smart moves were in my early rotations, my third partying of fights, and my taking time to heal and make sure I had the upgrades. So this is another game we're going to talk about. This is another one we're going into the this is a game where I was using like a traditional setup, AR, and then a tactical shotgun, which was like what, you know, I used to use like probably like a season or 2 ago, and this is how I finished in the top 10 here. So once again, I'm going aggressive here because of what I have. I have a mini, I have a big pot, I have stuff to heal, and I want to get more kills. When I already have 10 kills at this point, I'm on a roll. I have momentum on my side. I, of course, take them out with attack, and immediately once you get a kill like that, because whenever you're up here, you want to box yourself in and try to heal up as much as possible until until someone knocks you down, assuming someone will knock you down. Of course, sometimes they won't end up knocking you down, but you want to get as many heals off as possible. And then of course I'm up here and I realize, okay, at this point no one's probably going to knock me down. I'm going to use this med kit for some extra heals. And then of course I have the debate right now of what gun do I want to take. Do I want to take the med kit? Do I want to take the drum gun? Do I want to take the hunting rifle? I think on this game I elected for the hunting rifle because of the fact that it had a tactical shotgun. Now a tactical shotgun is probably one of the only shotguns where you don't really have to run an SMG with it. And of course I hear something over this way, so I block it off. But I think I was just hearing things. Always quicker just to build and be safe than just to you know, be left out hanging. Anyway, I make the rotation over to the zone, and of course once I get onto the edge of the zone, I'm going to build up immediately and then sort of look around and catch people you know, around the area. So I'm building up, I'm looking around, and there you go, I catch someone. Late game, a lot of people make their rotations too late, and that's why a reason and something that you'll notice from both these games and to take into consideration, because this video ultimately is about how to win in the top 10, you know, you want to rotate early, man. You want to get there before other people. Where look, this guy is up on the ropes right now. This is a boxing match. I have him up on the ropes and I am just hitting him with right hooks and stuff like that. Look at this guy, he is completely up on the ropes. I'm still running. He is actually playing it kind of smart and running along the edge, but of course eventually I'm going to catch up to him. And it's a lot easier when I haven't run through the storm. I'm of course 200 HP and he's probably 1 to 2 bullets away from being killed. You know, of course I hit him once with the tac, twice with the tac, and then I switch over to the AR to finish him off. And he ends up hitting me with a shotgun, but it only does 6 damage. So, you know, whenever you're hit, it doesn't really matter because one hit won't finish you off. Here I actually elect to go with the tac shotgun. This was an older gameplay. Probably nowadays I would have gone with the double barrel, but the double barrel is one where if I go with the double barrel there, I also have to drop the hunting rifle and take some sort of SMG or drum gun. You know, drum gun was still out when this gameplay was recorded. That's something I have to do right there, you know. So it comes down to personal preference, and that's why I like to say in my videos, you know, judge for yourself what order of guns you want to have. But that's basically it. And you can see right here, the tip that I was talking about from last game. Once I'm in the top 5 or 6, I like to base up and sort of look around and make my moves on that. Once again, I notice the clock and I go for, you guessed it, an early rotation. Early rotations are key. The only time they're bad is when you early rotate with too many people alive and they all swarm you. But that's a very rare scenario. I'm of course trying to get this early rotation off. I realize I still have a jump pad as well, and boom, I'm on the edge of the zone right here and top 5. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna base up and chill. Cool, there is a supply drop right there, but I know people are around, and once again, I'm making the same play from last game. I'm not going for the mushrooms. I'm not going for the supply drop. I'm not getting tempted. I'm holding positioning. Positioning is worth more than 50 shield late game. It really is, and that's what I'm holding up. I'm building up. Usually you want to build up 4 stories high, and then of course I spot someone, hit him right there, and boom. That's the power of the hunting rifle. Sure, it only did 80 to the body, but that opened that player up for an easy body shot from the AR. Looked like that guy only had 100 health, and now that there's only 3 people left, nothing changes. I'm looking for those 2 to fight so I can third party the fight. That is ultimately what I'm looking for. If I can isolate both of them and take them both out, sure, I will do that. So I spot one over there and I'm like, you know, if I can just take him out with a snipe, why not do that? But I'm basically at the edge of the zone. I'm really not worried right now. And now it's a guessing game of how long till the clock ticks down. This guy, actually, I hear him below me and I try to drop down. I dropped down a bit too far. That was kind of on accident. I remember when I was getting this gameplay, but I eventually dropped down on him and I'm able to take him out. Sure, I do take some damage, and that's like what I talk about when you play with attack. You know, you're gonna take some damage, and right here this guy makes a mistake. He should have third partied the fight. Remember my tip, you always want a third party. Look at this, he's just gonna camp back there, and that's gonna give me time to prepare. And this is the final battle, a 1v1. I'm gonna take my time and make sure I have everything in my inventory lined up. I have 100% heals, and he shouldn't have given me this time. This probably cost this player this game if he had rushed me, shot me with some explosives or something. But look at this. This is no pressure because I can just, the sniper shots are so slow. I can repeatedly build, and I realize what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heal up to max. I'm going to move out of here. I don't care that the zone is on him. That is an advantage to him, but I'm just going to jump pad over there. and get a bit closer and take this to basically a 1v1 build battle. So I dip around the side here to make sure that he doesn't have an angle to shoot me out of the air, because it actually is pretty easy to shoot people out of the air. And then it comes down to a 1v1 battle. And of course, this is where Splodes are great. Splodes are RPG that you can outbuild an RPG pretty easily. You don't have to be an expert to do that, but to outbuild Splodes are pretty tough. And of course, right there, I drop him down. He ends up building up to me, and all I have to do here is just stay above the player. That's how you can win build battles. Stay above the player. I try to trap him there, but I realized I was way too slow. I'm staying above him, and then this is where you want to drop down, because I hit him. I hit him for damage. He's weak. I do not want to let him heal. I see him trying to heal. I see him trying to pickaxe. So I'm like, I know he has more heals. I don't want to let him heal. I get more shots in. Once again, more reason to push. And I'm just trying to, keep height advantage. He actually gets the height advantage on me, but I'm completely comfortable now because I still realize he's pretty weak, and I'm watching to see if he's healing at any point. I have no extra healing right now, so there's no reason for me to slow down this fight. I'm going to push the tempo of the fight. I have attack shotgun. It's really, really fast gun to use. He blocks me off there. I drop down. Pretty easy stuff. Now, I'm trying to bait him into dropping down after me and chasing me for the quick shotgun fight. He actually just runs into that trap from earlier. Kind of a lucky play there, and I'm able to get the win. So you can see in the top how I play it normally, and then when you get down to that top 5, base up, try to third-party fights, and how I move in with the storm from 10 to 5, and then on 5, I play up on the edge in a box, sort of. Hopefully this did help you guys out. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and have a great night. I'm out. Peace.